Hello, how are you? I'm back at you again. I'm using the camera on my computer this time. The other camera I have is that I use for hunting and whatever else, not like deer hunting, being up in the stand. I got that put away right now. Now, I want to give y'all a warning. The people and citizens of Greenwood County, South Carolina. The U.S. Postal Service, the United States Postal Service, is poisoning y'all's packages with syringes. Now, I get mail, and I get food in the mail, and I get, like, drinks in the mail. I got sun-kissed, drinks, I'll order a whole bunch of Kool-Aid and stuff like that in the mail, and I order food in the mail. But I check my mail because I find syringe holes in my mail. I've started finding syringe holes in my Kool-Aid. I found syringe holes in a couple other things, even my flour. They poison my flour. What happens is they take their syringes with their little liquids or whatever they're using, and they stick it in the box or in the package and inject it, and put their whatever drugs in there they're trying to use or whatever biochemical weapon they're trying to use. It's the definition of terrorism. They're trying to use a substance, like biochemical substance, in your mail to poison you and scare everybody around you and try to get you in the hospital. Now, I found syringe holes in my sun-kissed Kool-Aid. I found syringe holes in my flour because what happens is when they put those liquids in there, it clumps up. See, this stuff is airtight and sealed. What it is these packages, I'll order the Kool-Aid and I'll order the food and stuff, but these things are supposed to be airtight. You can squeeze these and no air comes out. What you do is you check your packages there. Now what happens is if they put liquid in it, it clumps up, and it's not a powder anymore. It turns into a solid. And the U.S. Postal Service is being very stupid. Now, when you order food off of Amazon, you got to check your packages for syringe holes. You got to make sure that a powder is a powder that you order and not clumped up and turned into a solid. Because when they inject it with their liquid, their biochemical liquid that they used in their syringes at the post office, it takes it from a powder and turns it into a solid. So people of Greenwood County, South Carolina, 29646 need to check their mail and make sure people at the post office aren't putting syringe holes in it. Because I'm here every day that I get a package. I make sure I'm at home when I get that package. I see the mailman deliver my package. So if it's happening at the post office or the mail people are doing it, I don't think Amazon's going to be sticking syringes in the food and stuff like that before they ship it out to be delivered to you. So it's the United States Postal Service. It could be UPS as well, because UPS delivers Amazon, FedEx delivers Amazon. So if you order food or powdered drinks or anything like that from Amazon, make sure you check it. I've always checked to make sure it's sealed packages. I order the stuff, it comes in boxes and all, but they're sealed packages and airtight because they have to be shipped in the mail. And if they're using syringes and injecting it, like I've found syringe holes in things, and it's been turned from powders to solids, and even my flour. They injected my flour one time, and a little ball of it was clumped up. It had whatever biochemical weapon in there they were trying to disperse to me. They're really getting shady and evil at the post office now. It's like Houthi pirates. The Houthi pirates have been sinking ships in the Red Sea, who get supplies to Israel. The Houthi pirates have been blocking the supplies to Israel, sinking ships in the Red Sea, and now the United States Postal Service has been invaded by Houthi pirates because they're using biochemical weapons with syringes on your food if you order it in the mail. So please, people of Greenwood County, South Carolina, 29646, check your mail. If you get food in the mail, you order food from Amazon or wherever else, you make sure you check it. Because they are using biochemical weapons. I say again, they are using biochemical weapons, and this is not a joke. Our country has been invaded by a foreign country, and foreign countries got doctors, and doctors use biochemical weapons. That's a serious thing. I'm a combat veteran, and I know the shady shit that they pull. I'm not joking around. I check my packages. They want to mail us straight to hell is what they think they're going to do. So, people beware, all I can say is, The fellow citizens of my town, check your mail because they use biochemical weapons. This is a 20-year felony. South Carolina Code of Law 16-3-70 and 16-3-75. It says administering poison or attempting to administer poison or another destructive thing or tampering with a human drug or food item. And if they're using syringes and biochemical weapons on y'all's packages, they are really trying to hurt y'all. That is the definition of terrorism. That is the definition of subversion. They are rising up against the Constitution of the United States of America, and they're trying to send y'all to the hospital where they can neuter you and force you into sex slavery, give you a service dog, and live off a broken intimacy. This is not a joke in America, y'all. Terrorism has came to our country, and terrorism is violating the law at the post office. So somebody needs to check with the postmaster here in Greenwood County, South Carolina, 29646, and make sure their employees are not carrying syringes, because this is getting serious, y'all. Hey, I know better than the crap, the tricks they try to pull, because it's Luciferian intellect. Lucifer, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Satan, Lucifer. It's Luciferian intellect, y'all. And they're really trying to hurt my town, my county, my citizens. I try to look out for people, but, people, they just have deaf ears now. So be careful, America. Be careful, Greenwood County, South Carolina, 29646.